Hello everybody, how we doing, Hope you are super dang well today. It's been a little while, looks like 22 days since the last stream, but that's alright, it happens. Dal, welcome in, congratulations on your 28th time of first, very incredible. Anna, welcome in, of course. Krish, welcome on in. Hope you're well. Fizz, would you like me to call you Fizz now? Fizzy, or are you still fine with me calling you Fitz? Flitz. Flick. Whatever. What's your preferred now? I recently stepped on a cockroach. I would literally set myself on fire. Yeah. Flitz, Fizzy. Cool. Be a full. I suppose we're going straight to this scene. We got a wonderful ditty from the beautiful Dal, who has just moved. So I hope you're doing as well as you can. The ditty is, how you doing, how you doing, how you doing, how you doing? Hey, how are ya? How are you doing? How are you doing? Oh, how? Hey, how are you doing? No, don't reply, I don't wanna know. I asked you how you're doing so I can feel so like I care. But I don't wanna know. So hey, how are you? How are you doing? How are you doing? As I back away from the room because small talk is gross and I don't want to really know. So how are you doing? Goodbye. Hope you enjoyed. Fizzy from Little Kid going, can I just call you Fizzy? I don't know how to pronounce your name. That is very cute. I love that. You're okay, I guess? Well, I'm glad. 3-stream streak, let's go. You're a bit tired, gonna go eat? That's very fair. And yeah, I feel like often when I'm streaming these days, it's around this time. Because I'm just doing it when I feel like streaming, so it's often earlier in the day. You're disgusted right now? I would be too. I don't think I can overstate how much I freaking hate cockroaches. Like, I cannot overstate that. I really, really hate cockroaches. I do not like the way they look. I don't like the way they move. I don't like the way they make me feel. I don't like the way they just build colonies in places that you really don't want them to be. Truly horrific. I hate them. But I'm thankful that we don't have the, like, giant cockroaches that they seem to have in, like, America and stuff, because they're horrifying. But nothing is more terrifying than a flying cockroach. I would genuinely rather die than have one fly at me, and it's truly horrific. I don't like their insides when they die. Well, that's why you take their insides out. Anyway, let's move on from this awful starting topic. So I set up a little pool in here for our tadpoles that I'm pretty sure we got together last time. I've also been doing a bit of just cramming machines in here. So I've made just like a basic little redstone torch burnout based lichen farm here because I needed lichen in my life for stuff. It's actually, honestly, it's kind of fun trying to create, like, essentially having to do old school redstone because I don't want to go to the nether. So I don't have comparators and quartz and observers, right? So it's actually kind of fun having to, like, figure out how to do these things without, like, modern redstone. So yeah, we've got essentially 2 redstone burnout clocks. I've got the dust moved to here as the current off, but essentially as one of these burns out, it will like it will turn on the other one. So the two burnout clocks are essentially like resetting each other, so it's constantly got a burnout clock going. Then I've crammed in a kind of bulk andesite alloy maker, so I can put andesite in here, I can put iron nuggets in here, and it will mix them and put out in the andesite alloy. I could only do like a stack of each at a time in our like small workshop, and it was just getting annoying. Same with getting stripped logs to do casing. So I've got I can put logs in here, it'll go through here over this saw blade, and then into this barrel after being stripped. So that means it's a lot easier for us to kind of create resources without having to do it like a stack at a time. I have also been doing stuff over here. So you can see I've done some mushrooms and mushroom patches on rich soil. Why don't you want to go to the nether, Laugh? Because the nether opens up a big tech increase in create, and I want to finish the starter house before we go to the nether. I don't want to upgrade the brass age or to the brass age yet. God of the fork and knife! Welcome in, mate. How you doing? See, I'm trying to stick in the andesite age at the moment with create. So for that, I've made a rule that I don't want to go to the nether until I finish the starter house. But that comes with a lot of side projects. I'm doing well. Oh, and yeah, I can't access this back door anymore because of that machine there, but that's fine. All those machines are at least temporary in where they're placed. Yeah, so I then also redid this mechanism so that the middle will turn the opposite direction to the outside circle, and it will also turn faster. And I added the item extraction system. So we've got a portable interface. It's hard to see, but right here, that will interface. Can I intrigue this person of what just happened to me today? That's my favorite part of Create, never having enough room for machines, absolutely. So I stuck a portable storage interface into the foot of Rolly. So that interfaces here, which pulls out into this onto this belt, and we've got a tripwire here because I can't get a signal from the portable storage interface. Why you X-ray? To show you what's going on, because it's very cramped in here. Hydrate, thank you, God. I can't get a redstone signal from the portable storage interface without a comparator, so instead I'm using a tripwire as the items get dropped onto the belt, and I'm sending it into an old school pulse extender, which is essentially we send the pulse here to start with, and then each time the pulse hits the block in front of it, it continues to power this, and then we power that repeater, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then it just keeps this extended for a decent amount of time, which is being sent to the redstone link. I should go sleep before something comes to sneak up on us. So I'm build a cramped space like you got to get in and out to build a cramped space. Yeah, and then I build back on top of it. Because I didn't want an entrance down there. It's all underground redstone, I just need to show it to you. Hello, sir. Goodbye, sir. Yeah, and then, yes, that links into a redstone link. After a while I create, you learn how to build very cramped. Same with redstone. I mean, yeah, I'm the same. I've always loved redstoning. Although I'm more of a builder these days. But yeah, so this goes to a redstone link. So this is essentially wireless redstone that links in to this clutch here and this clutch here. This clutch is going to this larger water wheel, which runs at half the speed of this one. And they are running in opposite directions. This one is linked to the outer circle here. And then this one is linked to the inner circle, which means that the circles can run in opposite directions and the inside one can be faster. But now I've been waiting. What is the ritual? Well, the ritual, because this is Rolly's home. Essentially, the ritual circle will be spinning when items are being extracted from Rolly. So we grab Rolly. We come behind, put him here, and then the ritual should start. They're connected. Why nothing happening? This was working. And it looks like it's connected. Your house have the basic create setup machines, crushers, pressures, and mixers. I do have... I have a basic little... yeah, he's my backpack flick. So this is my basic little workshop I built on, like, day 3. So we've got a fan here that I can do that. We've got a mill. We've got a slicer. We got 2 mixers, one with no water and one with water, and then I've got a press. That's your backpack. So essentially, with Create, you can make minecart contraptions. So essentially, you can glue blocks to the top of a minecart. And this guy has 9 double chests on him. So I take him out exploring with me. And then the aim is I can then send him back, put him in his home. And then all the items get pulled out into my storage system. Does that require slime? Yes, it does. But you can actually create slime using dough and lime dye as well, which is handy. Alright, now last time I had an issue with this, I like relogged and it was fine. So let's see if that fixes things. There we go. Yeah, so it seems it doesn't like super like, but yeah, so the items are being extracted, so the ritual circle is running. And yeah, so that's just triggering that, keeping this pulse extender going. So there's no like stop or start, and then it's going all the way into my, into the import line that we already have for here. So that's going in and filling up the vaults, and it'll fill up this one, then this one, then this one. And so this is draining about 3-4 solid days of exploring and material gathering. And I wanted to wait to like properly use it until you guys were here. He looks cool in here. I still want to do a bunch more decoration with this, but what I really want to play on Java is Masha or a progression system where you can get levels from mining. Oh, okay. The one annoying thing is the tripwire sound. So we will probably once we get quartz, once we get to the nether eventually, we will upgrade this to just use a comparator probably. Because, yeah, this sucks. Making a circle statue for my backpack? Nice. Yeah, so our vibe is like magic punk spooky witch in the woods who's gotten into like steampunk engineering. So like an MMO mod. But no, this is sick. I'm so stoked about this. This is working so nicely. And yeah, because the the circles are now running on opposite directions. Look at Weld, here comes her slides a lot. Been a bit since I visited and made this joke. Welcome in, my friend. Hope you're well. Pop in, make it once more. Dang straight. Pixel and Chris Gore, welcome in. How you doing, friend? Yeah, that's cool. I like it. Just a little animation touch, and I really like it. It looks really cool from above, but you can't really see it like that now because it will only run when he's extracting items, but yeah, sick. I love that though. This is awesome. Big fan. Great classic hits. Guybrush, welcome in. What unholy hour to start streaming at? It's like 2 in the afternoon for me. You just missed it working, Guy. Yeah, so it's now set up so that it turns in opposite directions because I hate you, Guybrush. Guybrush is the one who made me do this, by the way. I had it working, and then Guybrush was like, what if you made the inner circle rotate separately? And I'm like, why are you awful? Why would you make me do this? So yeah, that's hooked up now. And then I've got it hooked up with a, because I still don't want to go to the nether, so I don't have quartz, so I can't get a signal out of the, this guy. Portable storage interface. So instead I've got to shoot with a tripwire hook and an old school pulse extender. Because without, like, I can't get the, this stuff without brass. The pulse extenders, the built-in pulse extenders and stuff, without brass, and I can't make more modern pulse extenders without repeaters. Oh, well, these are pulse extenders and pulse repeaters, as opposed to a comparator, which is standard. I just don't have access to quartz. Alright, so what I want to do, I've been doing some resource gathering. What's different? So the pulse extender is literally just one. So a redstone pulse extender would be like 2 pieces of redstone, 2 comparators facing in opposite directions, then more redstone, and then that would create a pulse extender, but it's for a certain amount of time. The create pulse extender, this guy, is 1 block. It gets a pulse from the back, and you can tell it precisely, why would I waste precious diorite on that? You could tell it precisely how many ticks or seconds, or even minutes that you want the pulse to extend by. The pulse repeater will essentially take a pulse and then put that pulse out in however long you tell it to. And the pulse timer is about the same, but as a repeated timer. Alyssa! Hello, lovely. How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. I've just been showing everyone what I've been doing the last little while. We are going to take Rolly back out of his permanent home because we got more decorating to do in there. And we might try and start designing. We have frogs! Do you realize you can get like 10 stacks of diorite from one clump? Yeah, and I want to build with it. Run out of grave too fast? But also it's like, I'm not going to the nether, and I feel like I could, for example, I could go to, I could go to a deep dark, I could go to a deep dark biome, no, to an ancient city, and you can actually get soul sand there. I can get soul sand there, which I could then make a haunting contraption to let me make soul sand and then get infinite quartz. But that feels like, that feels against the essence of the rule of not doing not wanting to tech up until I finish the starter house. I'm doing alright, Maurice is great. We have frogs! I had to put a door here so they wouldn't get in here. Go strip mining in Nether or Overworld is not too bad. Yeah. So I actually do have a mass processing mill for processing all the cobblestone I have into gravel. Mainly because I can't get enough iron, and I don't want to build an iron farm. Just because, like, vaults are so expensive. Vaults are so expensive. And we're still very early game. Alright, but and we'll head over this way as well to show something else. Modern Minecraft always amazes me. Yeah. Glad I don't want create. I mean, that's fair. I love create. Because it just adds in the nonsense of fun things you can do with redstone and just adds more nonsense to it. I don't care that much about the farming capabilities. I'm more interested in the, in just the ability to animate things and do movement and do fun things. So, over here was an azalea tree. And I made a 5x5 thing of drills and a pulley, and I just dug down, to get all the rooted dirt. So we've got a few stacks of rooted dirt now, which is good. Find a massive desert, you say? That's my entire world is deserts and mesas. It's so annoying. But, I don't think I can't create sand yet. I can't create sand yet in the andesite age. So you can create most vanilla resources using create methods. So for instance, let's just go from stone here because I have things in my life. Well, let's just go cobble. So a lot of things in this game, I can't make diorite without quartz. You can make diorite with quartz in vanilla. So from cobblestone, I can crush it into gravel. I can also use mills to do this. And then I can crush gravel into sand. And from there, I can do so many processing things. You can make so many things with create. Create plus Tinker's Construct. I like to build with concrete, so I never have enough sand, gravel, or clay. Fair. Gotta get to bed, but have a wonderful stream. Always love seeing you. You too, my friend. Have you got the, like, Dragons Plus library mod thing that adds the liquid dyes? Because you can actually create concrete generators using those. Take care, Alyssa. Thanks for popping in. Like, I can make stuff with... I can make diorite, but... So I can use lava, calcite, and flint to make diorite. I'm pretty sure I can't make calcite though. Or I can do the vanilla way, which is quartz and cobble. Yeah, I think it's like a liquid dye and lava will make a concrete block of the color of the dye. I mean, it's not tedious if you build farms for it. I just don't want to build farms yet. Anyway, so I've gathered up a bunch of moss. We've got a bunch of tuff and deep slate and gravel. We've got a decent amount of rooted dirt and dirt to be able to make coarse dirt and stuff. We've got mangrove roots. I want to make a kind of lush, overgrown... Calcite is tedious to get. It is, but you can get it more... there's more deposits and stuff of it with Create. And I do want to build some trees that are overhanging, some big oak, dark oak trees that are overhanging the thing. So for now, let's move Rolly back to his, like, temporary spot. The big thing I need to remember with Rolly is that I need to place him from the back. Went through so much coal and drills to break down mountains for calcite, yeah. But, like, there's often calcite with, like, diorite and limestone deposits. Granite is like 75% of my builds. I love building with granite, man. Alright. Alright, so let's start with coarse dirt. I don't have a ton of it, but that's probably plenty for right now. Let's maybe get another 4 lots. Like bricks, yeah. I love that warm, earthy palette. I think it's because I'm Aussie. I think it feels like very Australian, like to like those warm tones. All right, so all of this is actually sunk down a pixel, but we can easily change these. So let's start with creating like a little bit of a path coming over from here. Like that. Darker builds, I have to use blackstone. It's how I do things. Do you know how much dirt I go through for temporary blocks and terraforming? Oh, dirt is like... I can never have enough dirt in my life. Never enough dirt. Alright, so now, are those regular slabs? They are. Oh, it's good to have a dirt farm? Yeah. I'm thinking about how I want to do a dirt farm. It'll be like a while before I do, but I feel like, because you can do the like coarse dirt thing where you can generate gravel and then have it like then like till and stuff. But like I feel like it would be more fun to do like stone to moss to podzol to dirt as like a big like spruce farm as well. I think that could be quite fun. Copycat, do I have any slabs? Yeah. And more interesting. Oh, so much copper? Absolutely. I am, well, in this world, I can never have enough zinc for copycat blocks. Let's quickly, do I have a lead on me? I do. Sorry, sir. But you no longer interest me. I finally have the mob that I want. Yes! Ha ha! Alright, now, we need a name tag. Alright, let's quickly head over to our XP farm, because I also need to repair my shovel. Notice how gold was in the real world? Well, if it's waiting, well, gold, yeah. In my vanilla solo world, I think I have like 20 shulker boxes of dirt, and it will never be enough. This farm here is temporary. I will move and change all of it so that it is nicer looking. But I should have stuff here. Boom, boom, boom. Shovel. Let's repair our weird broom. Now, I need a good, normal guy name. Like, the implication is that these frogs that will act as our, like, clerks and stuff, that they are people who, they are just, like, normal guys who have crossed the witches and been turned into toads. Like, that is the thought. Bruce is pretty good, actually. How you doing, Jim? Welcome in, mate. I think I really like it being Bruce. I really like Bruce. That's excellent. I'm good, I'm good. It's always nice to be streaming. How have you been doing? How's your podcast been going with Dez? Straight Jacket Jim does a cool podcast on Friday evenings, Western Australia time. Where it just talks about video games with another cool streamer to saying. It's always a good time. Go check him out. Good mate of mine. Who I still need to return your stubby holder. Oh, do I have to, like, unlead you? Okay, so we do this, so I can name you. I then lead you off. And put you back there, and then do that. And now you're Bruce. You ever just run out of rice and kelp? Yeah. I had to go and start planting kelp in my river over here. Rice less so. I don't tend to use... I'm not currently using rice in any of my food. But yeah, I had to start planting kelp in my river because I ran out. Oh, and if folks are interested, I do actually have the pack that I've made for this available on Modrinth. Some of the mods are a little out of date, but not hugely. I'm working on updating the pack, but it's... Even for a small pack like this, it's more trouble than it's worth a lot of the time. Alright, let's put you away. Beautiful. I'm so happy we have Bruce now. Let's go. Well, the whole farm just for beetroots, and I never used beetroots to create. I mean, I've always kind of liked beetroots because they're an early game source of red dye that doesn't require bone meal. So you can like farm a lot of red dye if you need it without bone meal, which I like it for. Alright, but anyway, back to the land of stuff and things. Dependencies and updates, a recipe for mighty awful meal. Yeah, especially because like things with sodium and stuff, like they've gone through like a really big change recently by the seams of it, and it's really messing a lot of stuff up. Copycat blocks are a lifesaver? Oh, absolutely. I am an addict. Okay, we're gonna do copycats here. And I think we'll extend that over. A bit like this. Something like that, then we'll do... Boom, boom, boom. So then we can do like a U. Like that-ish, that feels kind of good. Rule 1 of mod packs, you never have enough dirt. Correct. Rule 1 of Minecraft, you never have enough dirt. That's my opinion. Now, do I want to blend this into a mossy floor? Or keep it dirt? Because I want it to feel really overgrown. Moss would look cool. Yeah, let's give moss a go. I'm gonna make my own mod for a custom mod pack, and I dread the part where I'll have to decide what optimization mods I include, especially since aeronautics is included. Oh god. RIP. Let's grab some moss. And we'll grab some cobble, because I'm absolutely definitely gonna want to combine the two. So let's do that. It's overgrown, then yes, moss. Well, there'll definitely be moss. It's just whether or not I want the main bulk of the floor to be moss. I mean, it would probably make sense if the path extends to the ritual circle, actually. Like, it would make sense if this was all like pathy. About 25, 50, 25 dirt mossy stone? Probably. The mossy stone will either start at the dirt or be what transitions into the walls. And then the walls will probably be like moss, deep, tough, deep slatey. I really wish vanilla Minecraft had a soil this color that wasn't farmland. Okay. Let's do something like this. We definitely want to do some of this pathwise. And we're just doing basic passes to start with. We'll do texturing and other stuff, but it's about doing basic passes, figuring out the rhymes and reasons behind stuff. A rooted dirt that may not be far off. No. Rooted dirt is like a much lighter kind of bright purple that fits in really well with dripstone. What I want is a deep brown. I want a soil block that is the color of hydrated farmland, but is a full dirt block. Because, like, for instance, if you want to make a... What I specifically want it to be a soil block. So that things like pumpkins can grow on them. Or you can plant flowers and stuff. Like, I think having a block that lets you work with the... Like, work decoratively with the hydrated farmland block, but is still a dirt block so you can use dirt appropriate stuff. Oops. Would be real nice. There isn't copycat rails, are there? That would be crazy. That's a ladder. No. Then yeah, I think we want moss. No, I do think I want moss like at the outside edge. Copycat rails, so I could use white concrete rails. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oops. Well, to make my life easier, actually, let's do this so I know exactly what is copycat and what is not. It's all just normal slabs. Very small copycat parts are so useful. Oh, 100%. They're incredibly addictive, though. Alright, so these are just slabs by the looks of it? Okay. What I want to do, but haven't yet, is I want to have, like, a barrel pile or something on this side that I can put into. That will put stuff into the system without having to, like, go all the way over here. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-da-da-da. Oops. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, come on. I thought I'd done all of this. Start with that. We're going to move to you. Crazy if using barrels as my main non-bulk storage. No. They look cool. I use predominantly barrels in my solo vanilla world. Like, combined with shulker boxes, obviously, but... Oops. Oh, look at this. Oh, that looks so comfortable. Does it not? Just like a bed of moss here. Like, I can't imagine something that looks more comfortable. Bum, ba. Have you guys seen the Mojang are finally giving us what everyone's been asking for years and finally giving us concrete slabs and stairs? I want them to change moss carpet to moss layers. That's like one of the biggest things I think was a missed opportunity. I also want, like, a smooth tuff. I want this block. This is the block I want. This is one of my favorite, like, create blocks. And it's, like, so good for concrete. That's what I want in my life. I'm not going to play any version between 1.20.1 for a while. For something you cannot play for now. That's sad. I mean, I love, I'm excited for when Create updates to 26.1. Whereas I play, well, 1.21.1 is what I'm playing Create on. And the vanilla backport mod is doing the work. like I've got geysers and stuff on this world. With the vanilla backport mod. But they still haven't updated, like, Copper Age yet. So I assume the next one is going to be difficult for them. Can't play without Tinker's Construct, that's fair. I've never liked Tinker's Construct. I've always kind of hated it. Mainly because it became such a, like, this mod is in every pack. And I just found it was one of those mods that it was like, okay, I can do 10 minutes of caving and have realistically the best tools possible with almost no effort, very easily. And it was just like the aim of Tinkers is for you to have like lots of choice with stuff, but I just found it, oh, this is the best choice. Cool. Like, which is less interesting to me. Okay, we're gonna start bringing some moss into the walls. I feel about Silent Gear. Yeah, I haven't really played with Silent Gear, mainly because to me it's just a Tinker's Construct thing. It's the same kind of mod. That and like my days of like really playing a lot of mod packs and stuff was like back in 1.6.4, 1.7.10, 1.10 days. Jax, hello, lovely. So that was before Silent Gear. So in kind of like cornery bits, we're gonna reach up. You are creating, we are. We're working on Rolly's cave. Person who played both, they are different. Fair. I'm just not particularly interested. I'm more interested in mods adding their own tools and stuff as opposed to like a tool mod. See the wall and concrete stair slabs? Yeah. I think wall slabs will be the wall stuff will be interesting to me. I think the concrete stuff isn't that interesting to me because I don't tend to build with bright, vibrant colors anyway. I always play 1.12.2 once a year till we got Thorncraft back. I've never been a huge fan of Thorncraft either, to be honest. But I think that I've kind of come to this decision semi-recently, but I think that there's certain mods that don't belong well in mod packs. I think Create is one of them. I think a lot of magic mods fit into that as well. And I think that, yo, how you doing, Yuki? Hope you're well. Problem with mods that have their own tools, sometimes the crafting recipe is convoluted. Not hard to, yeah, no, that, I hate that. That is less of a trend these days in, like, modern modded, but, like, back in the day, modded was crafting table rabbit holes. You would spend an hour in the crafting table making something. It was awful. And I'm glad that most mods have moved away from that. And now, like, gate you in other ways. Because it's truly awful and I hate it so much. But I think mods like Thorncraft, Create, Astral Sorcery, Ars Nouveau, magic mods and stuff like that that completely change how the game is played, I don't think belong in big mod packs. I think they are far more interesting to solo play, to play just that mod. Because, like, the thing is, if you have them in a pack with other mods, same with, like, in Create as part of this too, it's like, why would you, like, it's like, I'm almost never going to do things the Create way in a big mod pack, because it's just going to be better and more efficient and easier to do things the tech mod way. Like, I'm never going to use the Create storage system if I have access to tech mods. If I have access to sophisticated storage. And things like that, right? Access to AE and things like that. I'm never going to use this system, but I love this system and I think it's fun and really great. Am I still there for a second by saying Astral Sorcery? I think those mods that, like, do so much, that, like, have their own way of automating crops and automating a lot of stuff, I think that you just don't really use them to their capabilities. You only use their basics generally on big mod packs, because the other ways to do the same things in bigger mod packs are just easier. Not necessarily as fun, but easier. So I think it's why I wanted to do a Create-only Let's Play. Creates-only playthrough. And I have barely any Create add-ons too. I just wanted to play with this and Farmer's Delight. Because I think it's far more interesting to just try and do things the Create way. I think Ars Nouveau would be really fun to just try to do everything the Ars Nouveau way. But I think that having sophisticated backpacks and stuff like that hinders that. And having lots of other mods hinders that. Depends on the pack, absolutely. And it's nice to have those features. Like, it's nice to have the features of Botania. Not that I think Botania gets really used anymore. But I think Botania is better to go all in on Botania, right? Like, why would I make a sugarcane farm that deals with, like, harnessing bursts of mana to break the sugarcane, and then a Renocorpus, I think they're called? No, it was a Hopperhock? A Hopperhock, to pick it up and collect it, when I can have a single block breaker and a vacuum hopper. Botania is just some type of mod. Yeah, Botania is a tech mod at the end of the day, but it's an inefficient tech mod. I'm going to quickly run to the bathroom, folks, fill up my water bottle and all of that, make myself another coffee. In the meantime, I'm going to run some ads. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to take a break as well. Have a glass of water, bite to eat, move your body around, have a bit of a stretch. Switching backpacks is so strong most of the time. I don't really even make a storage system. Absolutely. My go-to modded storage system is sophisticated storage. I love sophisticated storage. I think it's really fun. Like, combining sophisticated storage and storage drawers is how I will always default to doing storage in mod packs. So not having the option to do that, it's great. I've never been a big AE guy, or refined storage guy, in general. I think they're just too powerful. I don't like mods that are too powerful, generally. I think mods that, especially things like AE, it's just like, okay, I can automate literally everything with AE with not a lot of effort. That's not fun to me. That's not fun to me. I want to come up with different farms and ways of doing things, and that's why I like Create. Because there's so many different ways of doing things, but they all require kind of like big setups. That's fun, and they're not even often that fast. All right, but anyway, break time. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Have a break. See you shortly. laundry is like down the hallway from my office. And that's where the litter trays are for the cats. And oh boy, Orion just did a doozy. Thank God I have a closed door when I'm streaming. Goodness gracious. Big peeves in a mod pack is not having upgraded furnaces or smelting system. That's fair. But you know, you can always make a super smelter. There we go. Hello, Fox! Alright, what am I doing in my life? Building. Alright, I want to grab some Teufelheisen. Oh yeah, this is feeling kind of magical. I like it. So around the moss we'll do mossy cobble. Which then transitions well into the tough. Because I think I want the walls to get darker as it goes up. So that draws the eye downwards. And then because we're going to have big trees draping over it, like creating shadow, it should create this kind of like condensing presence on us. Need a back door out here. Especially now that I've blocked off my normal back door. Alright. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-da. One day I'll stop procrastinating doing the house. One day. Today is not that day. Okay, we're gonna do something like that. And we're just like roughing in the texture and gradient stuff. We'll tweak stuff as we go, but ba-da-da-dum. Alright. I like that. Let's maybe come back a little bit more here. Like that. Into this corner a bit. Something like that. bum. Okay, now we move into tough. I'm gonna just get rid of the slabs for the moment. Because there's green and the tough. So we go from green to like greeny blue. Back a bit. And you know, Tinker's Construct, like, just for the smelting system was always great in things like Skyblocks and stuff back in the day. Because it was always like your first way of like doubling ores, but it was like a bit tedious. But very automatable as well. So what if I did something stupid? It's gonna take an extreme amount of effort to gather. I'm just gonna like change gears for a sec. Rich soil, right? Either way, I need this organic compost, which... that's pretty reasonable. This is maybe more reasonable. Okay, that's as high as I can go currently. But, so bone meal... let's do that. Howie on flesh. Okay, we got a good amount of that. Has straw in here. Okay, we got no more straw in there. That's fine. And dirt, we got heaps. Okay, so let's start by just... grabbing a bunch of bones. Presumably I can process these into more bone meal. Yes. Take a little bit of time, but that's fine. Alright, let's not leave the door open for the frogs to escape. Because frogs will escape. Alright, let's throw all the bones in here. We're gonna have to drain out the gravel, but that's fine. Bum ba da da da. Then I know I have at least 9 stacks of straw. Scatter! Hello, lovely. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well, friend. We are working in our create world. And And I've decided I want to use this rich soil in my cave build that we're working on, so that we've got a darker soil color up here, because I want it to get darker as it goes up. And I think that the dirt is a bit bright, so I think it would be nice to use rich soil instead. It's just kind of expensive and annoying to make. So I'm, yeah. I'm switching gears for a sec. Alright, so I know we have... straw here. More in here, beautiful. My barrel, it's gone! That's not what I wanted. I wanted to grab you, and I wanted to grab these. And more straw. Doing okay? Making a staff out of random stuff I found outside. It was inspired a Junk Wizard character. I love that. That's awesome. Alright, boom, boom, boom. Alright. And soil. Now, how do I make this? Liquid fertilizer. Is this something I can do? Tree fertilizer from Create, which is flowers, coral, and bone meal. I don't think I want to go down making a spout. Oh, that's still all I can make. What am I out of? Flesh. Okay, so then we have to move to you. Which I presume then I'm out of the tree bark. Okay. I don't think this is going to be enough. Trying to get DM permissions for a custom magic item. I don't think I could get perms for the 4 I thought of, so sticking to the big one I want. That's fair. I really gotta do more prep for Pathfinder on Sunday. Now, the annoying thing about this is, it just takes time to convert into soil. Although I suppose I could potentially just put it in place and it will turn eventually. I thought the Spoon of Lies was very funny. That does sound excellent. I do not think I have nearly enough of this, though. Can I get tree bark an easier way? Yeah. Cutting board or slicer, we're just doing that. I don't want to set up a, like, a slicer line. And you only get, like, 1 bark per log. It's a fork that is a spoon only when it is in your mouth. Phenomenal. But I don't have a zombie farm. Can I make flesh somehow? No. And the thing is, like, I think I could make this, but that doesn't help me, actually, because that just fertilizes it. Let's just, I guess, put this down for now. Because I've still got more work to do, but... And it's sped up by water and, like, mushrooms. Some progress pics on the art channel? Heck yeah. Love to see it. Maurice gets pets, absolutely. Yeah! Yeah! Woo! Yo! Maurice, thanks you for the service there, Scatter. Welcome in, Raiders. How we doing? How we doing? Welcome in. How we doing? How we doing? Thank you very much for the raid, Cam and Rat Anguiz. I hope you're doing so well. How was the big walk? I watched for a little bit earlier today. I don't particularly know Rat, but Cam is a pretty cool streamer. Are you PG? I think you might be. I don't remember. But pretty cool streamer and posts a lot of really cool, handy streamer tips and just being on the internet tips on Blue Sky. Super awesome human being. I appreciate them immensely. Brain melted, love that. Had a great time, but I must pass out. That is so very fair. It is probably pretty late for you, Cam. Thank you very much for popping in. I hope you're doing so well. For folks, please do check out our wonderful Raiders. And welcome in, Raiders. For folks who don't know me, my name is Sir Laughlot, or my friends call me Laughy. I'm a polyamorous, neurodivergent, and biromantic Minecraft streamer, and this is Maurice. Maurice is the patron saint of the channel. He looks over us. He hopes you're well. If you're ever having a bad day, you feel like nobody cares, Maurice cares. You are always in his corner, and you are always in his thoughts. And yeah, we're playing the block game. Right, tell us a bit more about yourself. I don't know much about your channel. Tell me more. We're playing in a create world. We've got very few major mods or add-ons. I've got Farmer's Delight and Create, and that's pretty much it. We are working on a kind of magic punk spooky witches in the woods have gotten into like steampunk manufacturing. And I want this rich soil as a building block for a project I'm working on. And it needs to turn into rich soil. So we are putting it down so it can do that. Ba-na-na-na. All right, beautiful. Let's, I guess, flush some water, which will assist in it becoming rich dirt. Mushrooms will also help. Got some more mushroom patches over here. Okay. And this will just speed up the conversion time a bit. Apparently didn't get a pick at the top before the tape markers. That's alright. But yeah, water, sunlight, and mushrooms helps with the conversion. I don't think we have enough, but I'm out of tree bark and flesh to be able to make more. So we'll see how we get on that. Get on there. But while that's processing, let's continue our building. So we want tough, and I think I want regular deep slate as opposed to cobbled. So let's cook up a bunch of that. Throw this in here. If you aren't used to Create, essentially this fan is blowing lava particles onto the cobbled deep slate and is smelting it into regular deep slate very quickly. Which looks like it's all processed. Beautiful. Now there are like stonecutter variants of this stuff that look really good, but I'm just gonna go with the natural ones, I think. Like this looks really nice, but I think I'm just gonna go with the natural versions. Alright, so continue with our journey of tough. It's a hard, tough life for me. Because yeah, I want it to get darker as it goes up, so that it feels, because I want to have big dark oak trees draping over this area too. I want it to feel quite claustrophobic. So having it get darker as it goes up should give us that like pent-in feeling. Like, a lot of what I'm going for is the idea of coming across this in, like, the haunted forest, known as the Witchwood. And you're like, oh no, I've stumbled into something. Like, that's kind of the vibe of everything that I want, is ominous, spooky, like you need to get out of there or you and your friends are going to go in an oven. And yeah, so obviously, like, in these more shallower bits, it's going to stop at the tuff or even the mossy cobble. But especially the further up it gets and this back further bit, that's when we really want to get that, like, deep slate in. And we will do, stairs and slabs and microblocks and stuff, copycat planes and layers, but for now we just want to work with the base block stuff. And I think... we'll, like, figure this area out and then we'll come and we'll tie it back into the natural landscape here. But yeah, I think we'll want to move on to deep slate now. It's been a little while since I've done... Oh my god! I'd already forgotten we'd done this, and, like, you just turn your corner, it's like, wow, that's busy. Alright, just for, like, my reference, because it's been a little while, the top's texture is the one that's lighter, yeah? Yeah, okay. Alright, so then... I think it's time to bust out maybe the create scaffolding. Because, like, we don't have a lot of, like, solid blocks to scaffolding on, to put the base layers on. And these don't require supporting pillars. Means it's a little more annoying to get rid of them, but they still insta-break. Can I come under here and jump? No, doesn't work like that. Alright, I can at least do this. Alright, deep slate. Now, we want... probably... we might do a little bit of transitioning with the flat face. But we're absolutely going to want to have platforms to place against so we can do up mostly. Do something like you. And then, yeah, we'll just do a little bit of that. And yeah, I want to do a little bit of lighter. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna replace this with Deep Slate. And I think we'll bring out at least this dirt layer by 1. Ba-da-da-na-na. Oops. That was tough. Boom, boom. And this is a really simple stone gradient as well. And to like smooth these transitions a bit with the deep slate, we'll also use glow lichen to bridge the gap between the tough and the deep slate. Which is why I built a little farm for it. Yeah, I think I want to bring that deep slate up a bit higher. Like, we could... Actually, no, I can't make blackstone. I can't get blackstone. Okay... That's good. Zag! Welcome in, folks. How we doing? How we doing? Hope you're doing super well. How's your stream, Zag? What'd you get up to? I don't fully remember. Are you a PG streamer? I know, Zag, you usually do like hardcore stuff, right? Was that what you were up to? What were you doing? Tell me more. The Five, welcome on in. Elixir, welcome in. Zags, welcome in. Hope you're doing super well. And you've come with a tweet for me? Ooh. Mostly PG, but I've been in adjacently recently. That's totally fine. Just so my peeps know, folks, if you are interested in a mostly PG streamer, please do check out Zag. I've been with Zag on YOLOcraft a couple times, and they're just a really good vibe. Great hardcore player, and just a delight. How was your stream? What were you up to? Tell me more, Zags. And for raiders who don't know me, welcome in. My name is Sir Laughlot. All my friends call me Laughy. I am a polyamorous, neurodivergent, and biromantic Minecraft streamer. And this is Maurice. Maurice is the patron saint of the channel. He looks over us. He hopes you're well. If you're ever having a bad day, you feel like nobody cares, Maurice cares. He's always in your corner, and you are always in his thoughts. Thank you for the hydrate, Eve. Hope you're doing well. The hydration goddess, if you will. On the hardcore world, clearing out a bunch of trees for an area that we're making a creeper perimeter out of. Nice. We are in our create world. I decided I wanted to do a playthrough, like a kind of long-term world, but with like just the create mod, to really like play around with it. Lily! Hello! Is that a Sir Laugh-a-Lot in my channel? I think that's my best Lily impression. Yippee! There we go. That's my Lily impression. How are you doing, lovely? Hope you're doing well. We're working on a home for our beautiful, wonderful Rolly. And the idea for this that I'm working on right now is we've got this like magical circle in this like overgrown cave. We'll have big big canopy of dark oak trees. We've got, so our boy Rolly will be there. Right now he's out of the way, but this is Rolly here. He's essentially my backpack. I can pick him up with my wrench because he's actually attached to this minecart. So I can pick him up with my wrench and just put him down anywhere I have a rail. And then he's got 9 double chests. So I take him out with me exploring. And so we're making a home for him. Ignore this. This is a conversion process to turn all of this stuff into this dark colored dirt, because I want to use that in the build. Because the idea I'm going for is I want everything to get darker as it goes up, so it feels almost claustrophobic and penned in. And I think I want to use that dirt here instead of the like brighter, lighter vanilla dirt. But I think this is coming along really nicely. I think it's mostly just get dirt in time, get the soil in, and then we'll do like more details, but we can start doing up here too. Now, how do I want to tie it in? Look, some D&D prep? Nice. I should do that. I should do that. I got Pathfinder on Sunday, and my party finally cleared the dungeon floor, so I need to make sure the next floor is fully prepped. I don't usually run pre-written stuff. Honestly, I think the fact that they didn't make moss a layer block instead of a carpet, I think it is the biggest wasted opportunity. Like, can you imagine us just being able to build like this? Ruth, welcome in. Can you imagine just like us being able to do this in vanilla? Look how comfortable this looks. This looks so comfy. You're also hosting on Sunday? Nice. I love Sunday for D&D. It's a day that most people don't book things on. It's a day that like most people aren't doing stuff. So I think Sundays are a really good day to do D&D or Pathfinder and stuff like that. But like, why did they make it a carpet? Why couldn't it be a layer? It makes sense to be a layer block. It's a 5-year-old gripe. Getting more slabs of stairs, so maybe moss layers soon. Yeah. Look, and I'm here for it. I'm here for especially the wool. I think I'll use the wool slabs and stairs a lot, especially because I like building like tents and stuff. But I do not see me using the concrete stuff very often. But that's just because they don't really fit into my style. I don't tend to build with bright, vibrant, saturated colors like that. But I know lots of people are very excited about it. I think... Complain about the lack of concrete stairs. Well, yeah, you do like big organics that are often quite colorful, so that makes sense. Like, even when I do and when I'm doing big organics that are colorful, I still prefer to use like terracotta colors because I just prefer the more desaturated blocks. Just be happy with all stones getting brick variants minimum. I wish they'd give us more things than polished stuff. I hate polished blocks. I think they look gross. I want more things that I can just put on a wall and it doesn't look gross. I don't want borders on my blocks. Calcite bricks would be so good, yeah. Alright. I think it might be time to do something I've been putting off. I would like a smooth tough block. Because, like, I want the color and texture of the, like, polished tough, but without the border. I think would be really nice. One of my favorite blocks in modded is, like, this create smooth cut tough block. It's so beautiful. It's the best concrete. I would build Brutalist if this was in the game. Because a person building a mod in their basement doesn't have to worry about progression and trying to appeal to multiple audiences and trying to make it so that people will continue buying and stuff like that. A mod maker doesn't have to worry about community outrage. But I also know that, like, in the past, the developers have been worried about stifling creativity by giving too many options. Which I think they're starting to stop caring about, which is nice, but... Katie! I think that's the first time we've gotten to hear your walk-on sound. But also, a lot of things are more complicated than the community give credit for. Like, at the end of the day, the more blocks there are, the more things have to be stored in memory. The more blocks there are, the more block types there are, the more blocks have to be stored in memory. And then there is certainly plenty of things where it's like, okay, so many things and build ideas and techniques wouldn't have been discovered if we had other options. Like, I love the creative problem solving of building in Minecraft, of going, okay, how can I use what's at my disposal to achieve what I want to achieve? I love that. I think it's really fun. Like, when I play, like, super modded and have, like, furniture, I'm just going to use that furniture. I'm like, and I think it's kind of sad doing that instead of, like, having, like, coming up with furniture designs with the different things we have available to us, right? I want to see what it looks like with Rolly in there. That one person layering glass for colors. Yeah. Absolutely. And there's a couple things that, like, creative players have access to that I don't see why vanilla players don't. That survival players don't. Like, I don't know why we don't have access to invisible item frames. Nice. Alright, now if I put some, like, you in here. Let's pick him up, put him back down. So for some reason it doesn't, like, for some reason I have to relog when I put him there in order for the portable storage interface to work. Which is kind of annoying, but fine. But there. While items are being extracted, the magical circle goes. Nice. And then all those items are sent into the main storage system. I would like to have that back in my hotbar. Alright. This is coming together nicely. I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pivot a little. Because I'm really just waiting for these to fully convert into soil. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually pivot to test world, and we're gonna build some trees. So I want like big, large, reaching canopies with these dark oak trees. I've been struggling with it a bit though, so hopefully Stream will assist me in doing that. And I want to make sure that like we do have trees. Most of our trees are higher than our house. Like, I don't want the house to be poking up over the tree line. I want the trees to, the forest canopy to be, like, above our, like, build line. I'm wondering, though, maybe we... I'm gonna quickly... can I duplicate you? Let's recreate. Is there a duplicate from in here? No. Alright, so let's quickly go to my Minecraft folder. Trees are so hard to build. I have so many issues. I love building trees, but my creative... my creative energy is not where it has been in the past. Folder, Minecraft, saves, Laughy pays, create, that the one? Yep, let's delete this one. Because I haven't really touched that. And then we're going to, yeah, make a copy of this. And to there. But it's also like dark oak trees don't exist in real life, right? Sev, hello, lovely. Thank you for the hydrate. Which is another issue. It's hard to get good references. All right, now if I pull up MBT Explorer and open folder. That. Saves this one. Open Explorer, that's what I want. Here. And can I just drag this in here? Is that gonna work for me? Yeah, okay, cool. Then level.data, allow commands, 1. Happy time zone indeed. There we go. Now I should be able to save that. Back, single player, and then we should have this this version, which is the creative copy. Boom. And we should be able to have commands in this one. Creative mode, beautiful. Which means we've got like the world to play around in. Nikki, hello lovely. How we doing? How we doing? All right, so boop. Let's get you're lost at Coles. Oh no. I should have. Yeah, I've got world edit and Axiom. I thought I had. No, I don't have Axiom, but I do have world edit. So let's grab you. Let's go. Replace near. Dark oak log with air in a, let's say, 50 block radius. All right, so I got to do the 50 first. I always forget. Okay, and then let's just change that to normal oak logs. And then birch. And then they will all start to despawn. Go into the craft room to see if I have copper paint, but I don't want to because that door is loud. Valid. I know that feel. Only here for chocolate milk. In my stream, I don't think I sell that. Are you calling me, Mummy? Let's quickly do game rule, do random tick speed. Let's just quickly crank you up to like 3k and then back to 3. Scatter. Okay, I'm like, that's kind of a weird thing to call me. I'll accept it, but it's odd. Alright. Going to Adelaide tomorrow? Let's go. Made new friends? Hell yeah. And we're going to start with just basic dark oak wood. Stairs, slabs, that. Are there any walls I have access to that are a good color? I mean, nether brick, but I don't have access to that. Scoria is interesting. I don't know if I can make scoria. I think that requires chocolate. I can find it though. I don't know. Can you get scoria in the overworld? Is that only in the nether? Just maybe tempted to say something like, sorry for the confusion, Mummy, Laughy, Mummy, Laughy. Yeah, we don't really have a wall that fits nicely. Scoria's the closest. Scoria. Because I know I can make it with soul sand and stuff, but... and you can make a... you can make a... like a cobblestone generator using... Gonna go to Adelaide tomorrow? Awesome, you going for packs? You can make a cobblestone generator with like liquid chocolate and lava to get scoria. I mean, I guess a good way to see if I can get scoria is to see if I already own it. No, because I think it might only spawn in the nether naturally. So I don't know if I have access to that. Could someone look up the create wiki for me and see if, see where scoria spawns? Let's get rid of these mushrooms. Let's do a time set day. Alright, so... let's start with a tree like here. We're just gonna start by just like going up a ways. I'm not going for any like crazy looking trees shape wise. I'm just going for a let's go up tree. Let's bring the thickness down towards the top a bit more. Something like that, maybe? Then from here we start kind of bringing outwards. Like that. Because the aim is we want to build a forest, right? A big forest. So we realistically only want to make like 4 or 5 trees that we can use the schematic cannon to like paste about to make a canopy. Okay, and then we'll come from like here, do another branch coming out this way. Yeah, I haven't really been able to get good references for like what I want to build, so we just gotta kind of wing it. But being together in stream does help, and being like in the actual world where I want to like build these things helps as well. Like, if I had Axiom, but I haven't been able to find a NeoForge, a way to, like, run Axiom nicely in NeoForge. Which is a shame, because Axiom is great. I could use the, like, line tool. I think it's probably gonna feel off having... Ken! How lovely! How you doing? How you doing, Knobs? Thank you for the like. generate scoria with a cobble generator. Yeah, but that involves me making chocolate. Which I can't do. The question is just... the question is, does it only generate naturally in deposits in the nether? Or can I get them in the overworld? Is the main question. Like, I know you can make the cobble generator with chocolate. These feel a bit long, don't they? Does generate between 30 and negative 70? Or you can smelt soul sand? Yeah, I still don't want to go to the nether. Alright. I think that's our main branches. I might do another smaller main branch, like here. That might be a little bit dead. Like that. Okay, so I can get it in the overworld. -70, -30. Okay, cool. That's fine then. I just haven't found it yet. Unless, maybe I have. Oh, right. I'm not in the normal version, so I don't have my waypoints. Alright, so now we'll grab... these guys, and we're going to now branch off with, like, smaller branches. And generally branches should go upwards because they're, like, trying to get to the sun. Especially in, like, a forest where there's going to be a whole lot of canopy. Like, their aim is to find sunlight. Like, there'll be some that are, like, a bit drooped due to weight. But a lot of these bigger branches will have medium-sized branches attached to them. And then those will have smaller branches again attached to them. Especially the smaller ones will be going like straight, like very heavily upwards. Hello, lovely. And we'll just do something like this. And we might even branch out from here a little bit. But I intend for this to not really have much in the way of leaves on it. How you doing, Mammoth? What were you up to? What were you doing today? I know there's a bunch of different games you play, from Oni to WoW. And I see other stuff too. I often have a tab open there. Warcraft Mythic, had fun and worked on Mega Farm Everything in Oni. Nice, heck yeah. Glad you had a good time, friend. We are doing some tree designing for our creative world. For our big spooky witchwood. I'm to finally start designing some trees. Like, I'm often not listening, but I am there. And the thing is as well, is it's like, even if we don't have appropriate wall colors, we do have Shabug Quinn for help. She loves trees. Yeah. The thing is though, like, I'm decent at trees. It's just my creative energy hasn't quite been there lately. But we do have copycat blocks. So like, even if we don't have a wall that's super good for us, we can just use copycat walls. It's just, I don't wanna. I'm not talking, but I am there. That's fair. I might just do a little... like that as well there. I think looks cool. Let's pick out the creative juices not going. Absolutely. Pets for Maurice. Absolutely. Yeehaw! So I've been doing the create stuff because I'm enjoying... I feel like my technical brain is less energy at the moment than my creative make things look nice brain. Maurice, thank you for the service. Thank you for the stretch and the hydrate. And 3 stream streak, let's go. Walk and run, nice, nice, nice. Let's not make you watch me stretch. But also, like, the trees that I want to build for this, I want them to be big. So there is also just... they're not, like, basic, simple trees. Gonna zoom out for a bit and relax. Fair enough. Thank you for the hydrate. Speaking of hydrate, I might quickly just run to the bathroom, top up my water bottle and all that. In the meantime, I'm gonna run some ads. So it's a really good opportunity for you guys to take some time, take a break yourself, have a glass of water, bite to eat, move you around, have a glass of, move around, do a bit of a stretch. There's a lot of focus here on Twitch about looking after streamers with things such as stretch and water redeems, which we really appreciate, but it is just as important for you guys to look after yourselves as well. So I will be back in a few minutes, and I'll see you then. webcam fell. There we go. That's better. Now, Anna bought this like book on like bonsai trees. I might have a quick flick through here, see if anything sparks. Because like the thing with trees, right, is a lot of the time we build lone trees in Minecraft, but forest trees and trees that are out on their own are different. Because the forest trees are all creating one big dense canopy. So things are like different. There are wicked tree shapes in it. There are. I want to build literally all of these trees at some point. This is like really cool. Oh, look at that. That's so sexy looking. Look at this. Oh, that's gorgeous. That's a bonsai. I mean, these are sketch illustrations, but like, these are like styles of bonsai tree. Cool. I definitely want to look at that more, but cool. Anyway, back to making trees. I think, like, right, that's right. This is the normal world. I popped in here while we went on a break just to give the dirt time to convert. Let's quickly head back to the creative one there. Alright, so I think this is probably good for the medium branches here. And the thing with like trees is it does end up just being a bit of block spamming, especially at the start, and then like you do refining. Like, and I always say this when it comes to organics, is so much of it is simply just blocking in your shapes. Like, once you have shapes in, then it's much easier to do push and pull and refining. And like a lot of branches aren't gonna have a whole lot of like crossover because like leaves that are above other leaves are going to live longer than the ones that are below, because the ones at the top are the ones that are getting the sunlight. Like, all of this is about how the tree is maximizing its sunlight. So higher branches will have more leaves. Which is why we're going to have like these branch down here not really have any leaves, because they're going to be dead. They won't have be achieving anything for the tree at that point. Yeah. Organics and stuff in general, like, aren't hard per se, but they do take a lot of time. It requires references, blocking in shapes, and trees are probably... trees and creatures are the hardest organics. In general, because proportions matter so much for those. And trees are just difficult. There's so much intricate detail, but there's also so much you can do with it. Poor Crumb, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Welcome in. Like, there's so much detail you can do with it. Like, trees are crazy and organic in how they look. So, like, you don't have to be perfect with like stuff. But the proportions matter. Proportions on trees matter. But if you're doing, say, a creature, all the proportions matter. Like, you can't just have a bit sticking out because it doesn't work that way. Which is why, honestly, I think big mushroom houses and stuff are the best, like, beginner organics. Because you have so much freedom with them. Like, my first, like, organics that I got into doing was mushrooms. And obviously, like, I've now come back and pushed my mushrooms and stuff a lot more than where I was at previously with them. Which makes people look at my mushrooms and think mushrooms are intimidating. It's just the fact that I'm putting a lot more advanced techniques into mine of late, but it doesn't mean that they're difficult to do. Mushrooms are actually like the easiest organics. Like mountains, rocks and stuff, cliffs, and mushrooms are like really good starts to organics. Okay, this is a good start to the tree. We might add a few more, like, smaller... branch offs that won't have leaves. Something like that. And maybe, like, a little one here. And that's the thing, is because, like, this is about having a big encompassing canopy, we're not going to have, because there's so many other trees that are going to be around this, there aren't going to really be any mid-level branches. They're all going to be towards the top. Because the other trees will be fighting for them. Like, you can have, like, more multi-layer parts of trees when they're not in a forest. So now we come and we grab our fences. And this is where we really want to start going upwards a lot more. It's just kind of hard to do that. Because realistically, the branches will be a lot more vertical when they are actually having leaves on them. The supporting branches are the ones that are more horizontal. Because they need to support the weight of everything, right? So we're just gonna have a lot of like offshoots that go off and like fork. And this is just like my style on how like I do trees. Everyone kind of has their own ways. And I'm certainly not an expert at trees. But this is where we can start really trying to fill out the canopy crown shape. Hydrate, thank you, Canobs. Pets for Maurice and a stretch, we can do that. Yippee-ki! Yeah! Ooh, yeah! Maurice can do stretches? Okay. Stretch. And stretch. And stretch. Maurice, thanks you for the service. Oh. Stretching out your neck is pretty important when you sit at a computer a lot, folks. Just make sure you do it safely, because you can mess up your neck if you don't know what you're doing. But I've certainly noticed, at least in Australia, a lot of our trees go up a lot more than, like, do this a lot more than going out. Like, gum trees and stuff do this. As opposed to being quite, like, crowny. Ba-na-na-na-na, hey. Evil Lupin has been doing quite a few good like videos on building trees on his YouTube channel of late. Definitely worth, if you want to get better at doing trees, I certainly recommend looking at those. But the big thing really is about just look at trees, examine trees, be fascinated by trees, learn how they work and grow, and that is what will make you better at building trees, is like understanding them, right? Like, you can't really build something if you very well, especially something as like organic as trees are, because like our eyes are very good at identifying when something is wrong. Become a tree, think like a tree, act like a tree and get out of here. Like, it's way easier to build things if you understand why they look the way that they look. That's why, like, you know, you'll look into architectural principles and like why roofs are a certain way as to like what, so that you can understand better how to build in different styles and areas to make it look better, what needs support and what doesn't, and all those details, and learning about how things work just makes you a better builder. Research is a pretty important part of, like, getting better at building anything. And a big thing with, and we're not up to like leaves yet, but a big thing is like you want to be able to see your branches. Like generally most leaves are like going to be more on the top and sides anyway, so you really want to be able to see a lot of your branches underneath. You want to be able to see the tree as opposed to just like big, dense leaves. And generally you want to see air gaps. Like some trees you want it to feel dense. But like you don't, like you want to be able to feel the airiness and fluffiness through the leaves. And doing that, generally having air gaps helps a lot with that. Can't find half my paints. It's like $30 for the 3 I need. No! That sucks. So what you do is you go find something copper that a neighbor has, steal it, grind it down to get the pigment, and then mix it with medium. There, perfect. You have the paint you want, at no cost to you. I could turn off the daylight cycle, but also I'm going to want to see all this at night anyway, so might as well leave it on. I don't know if this is going to turn out any good. I'm not going to lie. Like, it really is trust the process, but I'm struggling to trust the process. But at the end of the day, if it isn't looking very good, then we can push and pull and tweak. Like, we'll see, oh, this is why this doesn't feel very good, and then we'll play with it, right? And we can easily just sit with it as well. Love you guys. Actually, we might have some dead appliances I grind down for pigment. I don't know how making paint works, but I assume you can just, like, get some pigment, get some, like, acrylic medium, and call it a day. I feel like this isn't good. Like, realistically, we want them to be higher in the middle. So we realistically want to start building some branches moving backwards that are getting like higher. Right? So we can create that kind of canopy shape. Bum, ba-dum. Can't try mixing this raw sienna with this metallic pearl white and see what happens? Yeah. Worst case scenario, it's a bust and a smallish waste. Yeah, just make a small test sample first. See how it goes. Painting is all about mixing. Like when I paint minis, like so often, like I really don't use that many paints. I just do a lot of mixing. But like, I am really excited to be able to build a forest using using the schematic cannon. I'm really excited about doing that. It's just that I have to then design several really big trees. And they do take time. And I think I want to come back to this another time, because I am starting to get tired of it. Like having options at my fingertips. Also hate when I mix up a really good color and can't recreate it. That's very fair. But also, like, I'm working at a much smaller scale than you tend to. Like, I paint miniatures. You paint, like, props and cosplay stuff. Oops. Turn off cheat mode. How do I do that? You? Okay. I really wish that it would save that, like, change it across worlds. Save the state of across worlds and not just, oh, you put yourself into admin mode on creative. Now that you've moved to your survival world. I feel like this is feeling pretty cool. I feel like we probably want to get a little bit of water in here, maybe, but I think let's maybe, while we wait for the soil to convert, let's maybe do some like detail work on the house, because it's been a while since we've done anything for that. Do I want to do texturing, or do I want to, like, do details? I feel like let's maybe just do some basic texturing. So let's look at blocks we have. So obviously we have diorite, we have calcite, we have bone blocks that also then kind of work with, like, sand. We've got pale wood. Obviously, we've already got it built out of limestone. And then, like, maybe some, like, muddy patches. Potentially even like some bricks underneath. Like what if we had like even just like some granite as like exposed rendering? So we've got like our bone blocks, which feel like they could go into like sand. Feels like could go with them a bit. And we could have like patches of like exposed rendering, probably like pushed back a little bit, like as a kind of vertical slab maybe. Then yeah, there's like calcite. And diorite, which is really good in like corners. We got pale. Let's actually strip this ahead of time. Be nice if this made the tree bark. But that's fine. That. So we've got obviously this stuff. I do like the idea of having this as like exposed rendering, but we might look at even like this stuff. And we've got like cut versions of these. But I do like the shimmery brown it made. Should make note of that for something later. Absolutely. Come on, let me sleep. Come on. We're probably going to call it soon, by the way, folks. But I just want to like start a little bit of texturing. Start our house starting to feel a little less. Yep, these are getting close to converted. But yeah, so we could potentially use this as raw rendering. Oh yeah, that feels kind of good. Like towards like corners and bottoms, I think would be good for that. Then yeah, we've got this kind of cut diorite. Ooh, that's really nice. That's a really good like shadow block. And we had the cut calcite as well, which feels quite similar in texture to the pale log actually. That's cool. All right. Let's start by grabbing some copycat slabs. And yeah, I want to come through and just do some like oh good, that's potentially a problem. Some exposed rendering, like this. I feel like we probably want that to be layers, so it's only like a little bit cut in. I don't know though. No, it does, yeah. It feels like it needs to be layer blocks. Also, let's convert the rest of this to cut granite. Hello, Mr. Frog. Okay, so realistically we want this to come out to like just like 1 pixel setback, right? Then that's kind of like exposed rendering there. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Okay. Yeah, we'll do a big like patch of that like here. What I really wish for is a copycat block that is literally just a block that is, one pixel in. Ah, damn it. Okay. Kind of like a path block, but that I could place horizontally as well. Let's go get some more of those. Ba-da-da-ba-ba-bum. Ba-bum, ba-da-da-da-ba-bum. Okay, some more of those. We absolutely need some more, so let's grab zinc. Ba-ba-dum. Let's make like 4 stacks. Okay. Alright, then we do you, which we can texture in later with regular granite as well. Alright, we're gonna want to do full blocks of granite in this corner, so it feels a little better. There we go. I think that's about all the exposed rendering I'm going to do for now. I think let's grab the diorites. Let's grab some of this. I don't know if I like it being inset. We're probably going to end up with just like transitioning it outwards, but I do think it's all right. So I want to go to like the overhangs, anywhere that's casting shadow, right? And we're going to start by putting in manual shadows. Something like that, then... So if we do between these two, right? We'll do some, like, full diorite, especially in, like, cornery bits. Because especially it looks a bit like it's worn away, too. And it adds a bit of a bluish tone in the shadows as well. And generally I try to do everything in kind of patches and blobs, because generally everything in life, like in the real world and stuff, it happens for a reason. So you want to imitate that by doing patches of things to show that, you know, where doesn't happen randomly. Like this, we want it to feel quite textured. And we can have different like block variations in like the different segments. Grab some... That's quite bright. Yeah, we're essentially going to treat this as a test segment, I think. Bum bottom. And then sit with it for a while. But we want it to feel quite grimy and run down. So I think we can then blend these together a little bit with... something like this. And the higgledy-piggledy adds to the effect, I think. Alright, we're not quite there, but I do think it does help in creating like kind of a mess of wear and textures. I don't like the pale. I think it's too bright. And pink as well. don't think I like the calcite. And we've got different limestone textures too, I think. We can have a quick squiz at. Yes, we got this too. Like maybe around where we've got this wearing would be good to have. Like kind of worn down segments of the limestone. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like that's starting to get there. I do think I need some like darker blocks specifically up around there. So we might even come in with some like pale moss or something. Oh, wrong thing to interact with. Limestone. That's what I wanted to do. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. And let's put this back. I feel like that feels pretty like run down and gloomy and grimy, right? And we can definitely get some like vines and stuff and creeping foliage, but I like that, I think. But yeah, I do think I want to get something up there. Maybe some pale moss or something, but I don't really have any. But that's not hard to get our hands on either. I have like one piece of it and I have lots of bone meals, so it's not a huge problem. These all converted? Mostly. Alright, let's pick up all this then. Oops. And then we'll be ready to do more work another time, because I am going to call it shortly. And the reason why I made the mushroom colony stuff around the place is just because I use mushrooms for my current food source, and I didn't really have a good way of getting them. So this is working for that. Alright, let's pick up all of this. And this, you know, means we should have a good supply of mushrooms. Alright, then we do you, and we'll just plant down the rest. Alright. Hopefully that's enough. I doubt it will be. But, you know, a man can dream. I'm also going to... No, stop. Bruce, get back in there. Alright, I'm going to grab my... Because I know I do own a few pieces of this. I'm going to grab that just so I remember that I want to harvest a bunch. And we'll leave this here just so I knew what I was playing with and thinking about. But yeah, I think we've made some good, like, build progress today. I think the, I think Rolly's, like, little, like, glade is looking really cool so far. We started work on designing a tree for the forest, which I'm excited about. We did some work texturing the house. And yeah, things are, yeah, it looks, I'm pretty pleased with that so far. I don't super love the insetness, but that's fine because it makes it easier if I don't do that. Cause yeah, the idea is generally these whitewashed houses are like stuccoed. So it's usually like brick or something underneath, and then that's been like, stuccoed with like a, well, pasted on with a concrete kind of compound, a joint compound kind of thing. What a nice house you have there, sir. So where it's super wearing, then that stucco will might have completely come off, which is the idea that we're going for. We could even make this instead of the, like, bricky, we could actually make it concretey and use the tuff. That actually might look really good. Think I might jump off for the night? That's alright. I'm just about to as well, because I got to start prepping for dinner at some point soon. So, we're going to call it here, folks. It's been a great stream. I'm really happy with what we've achieved. And yeah, I've just had a good time. And yeah, so, and I do this spiel all the time now because, and when I say all the time, I mean whenever I stream, which isn't all the time. But I am on a burnout break at the moment, so I am not streaming on a schedule or any form of regularity. I am simply streaming when I feel like streaming, which means I'm often streaming earlier in the day because it'll be more like around midday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon that I'm like, you know what, I think I might go and stream. But I do appreciate your support. I appreciate you stopping by whenever I'm live and seeing your excitement that I'm live. It really does mean a lot to me. The Discord really is the best place to kind of keep track of stuff, although I don't give the most warning for when I'm going to stream. It's usually like half an hour to an hour warning of when I'm going to go live. But I do really appreciate you all so very much for bearing with me during this kind of tumultuous time of our streaming journey. We've been streaming for over 4 years, and I love it, but I am certainly still burnt out. So, let's see where I'm going to throw you beautiful people, shall we? Juice is live, although Juice is not PG. Let's have a look at following first. Got Juice, Makala's live. We love Makala. Hoof, Trinity. Let's go to Makala. I know Makala is PG because Interrealms is like an official sponsored by Mojang server, so they have to be. So yeah, we're going to go over to Makala. Makala is a awesome European content creator. Lovely. They are on Interrealms, which is a really cool server. They're an amazing builder. Absolutely go check them out. Super good vibes. Now, when we get over there, it'd be super awesome if you could hang out, chat, follow, engage. It really does mean a lot. It's really, really nice when people engage and hang out after a raid, but there is also no pressure whatsoever. Here are our raid calls. If you are a follower, please copy that first message. If you're a subscriber, please copy that second message over into Mikala's chat when we get over there. Looks like they are doing some terraforming, just basic diggy dig work. But I will see you guys next time I am live, whenever that is. But I have been having a blast playing on this world and streaming with you guys and coming up with cool ideas for projects to really utilize Create. It's been a lot of fun. So have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and until I see you all again, please do take care of yourselves. So long.